Hi folks, it's SteveBass with a bass. So here we are. I have dove into the world of fretless bass, and I purchased this very affordable bass from a musician's friend, which arrived a couple of days ago. So straight out of the box, here it is. This is the Rogue LX200B Mark III, fretless, of course. So right out of the box, you get 4 tuning pegs, very good, a plastic nut, a fretless fingerboard, a precision bass type pickup, a jazz bass type pickup, 2 volume controls, 2 tone controls, and somewhere to plug it in. Not so bad. Pulled it out of the box. First things first, the headstock here is very pointy, and it punched a hole through the very cheap packaging, so that was a bit damaged, but I just dressed it with a file. The nut was a little high, frankly. It was designed for a fretted bass and not a fretless bass, so I managed to lower that. The only other thing I discovered straight away was that this tone control here is rather graunchy. These are kind of like Rolls Royce. They feel very nice, and it's a bit graunchy. So without plugging it in, I discovered those few things. And the intonation was somewhat off, especially the A string, so they needed a little judgment. You have to get the 4 strings, even on a fretless, of course, to be even. So I did that, and then I played it. I thought, not so bad. And then I plugged it in and discovered a few more things. Firstly, the precision bass pickup here is fantastic. This one's lovely. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's fine. The rear pickup, the jazz bass pickup, is a little less graunchy. But together they're pretty good. Not bad. So everything was good. The fret markers, of course, which are on the side of these necks, are completely out of anything that you can use. So I had to put my own in with the help of a tuner and my ear, and some of Jennifer's sparkly pink nail polish, which really makes a big difference because you can actually see it. So if you're on the A string and you want the octave, which is there, if you use their marker, you'll come up. Hear that? It's flat. Remember, if you're intonating a guitar, FFF, if it frets flat like that, move the saddle forward. FFF. I only learned that last week, but anyway, I did it, so here we are. So that works. So everything's intonated. It plays quite nicely. This pickup is fantastic. The precision bass, the jazz bass combination is not bad at all. And everything was good until I discovered there was one thing I could not fix, and that was, well, I'll play it for you. That, or that. And the reason is, very simply, when you put a straight edge along this fretboard, it's all a bit wavy, a little bit, well, maybe it went that way, a little wavy, sort of like sand dunes on a beach, till you get to about the 3rd fret around here, which, if there was a 3rd fret, and then the entire fingerboard and the back of the neck go back about 1/8 of an inch, which is quite substantial, which means that without using a long piece of board and a sandpaper and quite some time, you'll never get that out. Unless you raise the strings, of course, to about that far off the fretboard, then it might work, but it's not going to work. By the way, when I picked up the guitar, it was very nicely set up. Somebody had set it up rather the way I would set it up. The relief on the neck, in other words, the curvature of the neck, was just perfect. Just a slight curvature of the 12th fret, not fret. So really very good, but that's a problem. So you can either send it back to the supplier, which in this case was musician's friend, or get out a block of wood and some sandpaper and start work. Not sure what I'm going to do yet, but overall, price. This fantastic guitar, which is not bad for a beginner at all, $99.99 delivered to my door in Florida. I've put pickups in another guitar of mine which cost twice as much as this entire guitar. So in terms of value for money, fantastic. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.